first live stream of the year on this channel. I might have. Set up live chat. Nice. Floor's a little scratched up, but anyways, we are live now, everybody. Trains around the tree. Live. We'll switch out some other locomotives here. Just thought I'd document a little bit of this here. This Christmas tree. It's just an artificial tree. A little bit of flocking with snow on it, but it's kind of getting patchy because this tree's been since probably 1972 when we moved here. Pretty amazing. It had a lot of branches and pieces come off of it this year, unfortunately, but you know, we keep using it as much as we can. This might be one of its last year or one of its last years. We'll see. But we're going to run some trains around it for you guys. Look good? Alright. It won't be a long stream or anything. It'll only be about 10-15 minutes, somewhere around there. So we'll switch this locomotive out here in a bit. But I'm going to get off the tripod and tell you guys a little bit about what we got here. So this is a 1946 built American Flyer K5 locomotive, Pennsylvania K5, similar to the K4, but just slightly more experimental with a B&O box car serving as a link to knuckle couple conversion car, and then we've got some passenger cars behind it there. There's some New Haven, some standard green New Haven lightweight passenger cars. Common American Flyer accessories. I'm not sure how old those are. I just know the locomotives from 1946. We got plenty of others up here we'll try to be running. We'll try to run as much as we can. So with that, I think we're going to go ahead and switch this one out here. Give it one more lap here, and then we will switch it out. Yeah, if you want to. There's some in the box so as well. One more lap after this, and then we'll kind of park it here, and I'll get another locomotive going here. Speed it up. This is full throttle here. Smoking good. Let's go ahead and run the, try to do it in age order as best as to my knowledge anyways. Which the second oldest thing here, to the best of my knowledge, would be this right here. American Flyer Royal Blue locomotive. Not an original 1946 Royal Blue. This one here I believe was built in 1948. Something like that. Putting them both at, the one we just took off at 78 years old, going on 79, and this one here at 76 years old, going on 77. And they both run like absolute dreams still. Alright. No smoke unit in this one, as you guys cannot hear the chugging or anything, and obviously you won't see it smoking. Let me check the chat here in case I missed something. Nothing yet. Hopefully the front wheels don't want to come off the tracks like crazy with this one. They usually do come off the tracks quite often. We'll do some close-ups here for you guys. Sorry about the scratched up floor. It's the old house. Wheels are slipping a bit, so I think we got some oil on the tracks or something. Runs under the coffee table here. Under the tree. Around the tree. Round in front of the coffee table behind this little lamp stand here. And then back behind the coffee table. Pretty good little setup, if I do say so myself. Give this one another 2 or 3 laps, and I think we'll switch this one out. Just slow it down a bit now. Try to slow it down a bit. Okay, so we won't do it in exact age order because I do want to run some freight here as well. Switch out the passenger cars with freight cars. So what I'm going to do is one more lap after this. And then we're going to run the my Alco PA diesel locomotive in B unit with these passenger cars because they fit. And then we're gonna swap that out with the Franklin real quick and then go move on to the Hudson, the GP7, and the Atlantic with the freight train. Last pass here. Figured it'd be a little bit easier to just do a live stream with this rather than little individual videos, especially with all the other videos I have to post. I gotta post the Hocking Valley Scenic Railway videos here soon. Get my conversion car off here. Not too sure when these were built, honestly, but there's the B unit for this Alco PA locomotive. We're already at 8 minutes. Probably going to be more of a 20-minute stream then. Some coupling problems here. What the heck?
Coupling problem, someone?
There was. I got it now.
I was gonna say, it worked fine for me earlier.
Yeah. Knuckle was just being a little bit difficult now. We should be on, right? Okay, well, it should be good now, so let's go ahead and get this one running. Cycle the unit. There we go. This is a very smooth one here, everyone. Can run quite slow, too. Kind of realistic speed, I would say.
It's warm out now.
Yeah. I'm not giving it hardly any throttle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's dual motor, so it's nice and smooth. Yeah, just the front locomotive is powered, dual motors, nice and smooth. Post-war American Flyer, not sure exactly how old this one is. I had somebody tell me it was a remake from the 80s, but looking into it a bit deeper, and it's a lot older than that. It's actually from at least the late 50s. Get down here and do some trackside passing. You want to speed it up about, I don't know, just a little tiny bit. Yeah. Sorry about my camera work, everyone. All right. Well, we'll move back on the tripod here. Let that pass a bit more. All right. Yeah, there we go. Let it do a couple more passes and then switch it out. Probably switch it out with the Atlantic because the Atlantic's more of a passenger train anyways. And one more pass after this with the Alco PA, and then we'll put the Atlantic locomotive on. Alright, so here comes, I'll give you guys a bit of a look. An Atlantic, American Flyer, Chicago Northwestern Atlantic number 300 locomotive. No clue when this one was built, but I'm assuming sometime around has been converted? No. Sometime after 1952, in between about 52 and 60, is the knuckle coupling on it is original. And I don't know, we're gonna see here how it wants to run. With the tracks being a little bit slippery and I think kind of oily. I don't know. Wheels aren't slipping too bad, so that's good. Another one of my smoother American Flyer locomotives. Alright. Time for some cinematic shots, I guess you can call it. The headlights burn out in this one. I got new bulbs though, so time to replace them soon. Definitely wheel slipping from the tracks being kind of slick. Alright, and we'll stick this back on the tripod, let that one do a couple more passes, and then switch it out with another one. Let's give it another look at the Christmas tree here. And something interesting going on over here with the cats. What are you doing? What are you doing to your brother? Little fire going back here. Pretty nice night. The fish hanging out. Gonna be getting a bigger tank for them this spring. If all goes according to plan anyways. And about 2 more laps. And then we're switching this out. All right, I think it's about time to switch out these passenger cars for the 2 passenger cars to go with the Franklin locomotive. We'll get that going here. Here's the passenger cars from the Franklin. The 440. American Flyer made 3 different types of 440s. The Franklin, the the Pioneer, I believe. Franklin, Pioneer, and the Casey Jones. I have the Franklin and the Casey Jones. My first American Flyer locomotive was the Casey Jones, actually. It's not down here, though. We don't have them all down here, but there's the Franklin 440 American type.
Casey Jones is just a flat version of that one, right?
A what?
Just a flat painted version of that.
No, it doesn't have the spark catcher. It's a little bit longer, a little larger. A little bit of a different style 440, but it's, you know, similar size to this. Also kind of a larger scale. Like this is, as far as I'm concerned, this is bigger than like even the Hudson and whatnot, taller, because it's supposed to be like narrow gauge. You know, that works with like, yeah. It's supposed to be like narrow gauge for O gauge, basically. Before they had ON3, they had like some of the American Flyer, Franklin, Patriot, and Casey Jones. Or Pioneer, I mean. The Pioneer Franklin Casey Jones. That was like the original ON3 to like O gauge that we have these days. That's how I've kind of seen it, anyways. Everything here were train show purchases. Which hopefully we could go this year, but I don't know. May not have much money this year, unfortunately. We'll see. We got 2 Franklin passenger cars on the track now, and pretty much ready to run this thing. This one here has a smoke unit. Fast one. Kind of noisy. Smoke unit's not loud or anything. It's just got the double reverse, 2-direction reverse unit. There's no neutral in this like the other typical American Flyer locomotives. Can't really see it smoking much now, but it definitely does smoke, I promise you. Yeah, it's not wanting to smoke too much now. I just put new fluid in it. I can smell it, but it's just not that visible. If I speed it up, I'm sure. Oh yeah. If I speed it up, it's fine, but then it's like running insanely fast. You guys can maybe see a little bit there. All right. Cinematic shots. Do a couple of these. Very sharp looking locomotive in my opinion. But interesting rod configuration for a 440. Not many of them were like that. Oh, and it's dead on the rails. Wheels are contact wheels, a little bit dirty. You'll see it jerking back and forth. That's from the 2-direction reverse unit. It doesn't have the it doesn't have neutral. So we'll give this thing, yeah. Wheels are pretty dirty, so we'll do one more pass after this and then switch it out because this stream's getting longer than I originally anticipated. It'll go fast. Okay, we'll switch it out now for a freight train and I think the GP7 diesel locomotive. Alrighty, I have more freight cars around here somewhere. Oh, they're sitting right in front of my face on the ground. Makes sense. Okay, we'll start out with about 3 passes because the GP7 is not the most powerful locomotive. You know, it's better with a little bit of a shorter train. We can run a little bit more with it. So we got a little 5-card train behind it here. I'm not blocking everybody's view here, although I know I am. Okay. Here we go with the GP7, which has been surprisingly restored by carbon fiber pencils on the copper commutator to really clean it up and polish up the motor. And that with a combination of gun oil actually works quite well. Gun oil seems to work better than model train oil for this thing. Really helps you run good. I'm barely giving it much throttle now. I could pull more freight cars with it, but it's got a tendency to kind of have the front wheels come off sometimes if it's pulling a decent amount of weight behind it. So I can take it kind of easy with this for now until I get it a little bit more fine-tuned, you know. Decals are peeling on it, but that's pretty standard with one of these. It happens a lot with these things because they're just so old. Not sure when this one was built, but if I was to guess, it's probably somewhere in between about 54 and 56. Used to run very rough and overheat when I got it. Now it runs pretty good. Doesn't overheat anymore either. Alright. We'll give this a couple more passes, then throw on some more freight cars and run the final locomotive, which is one of my all-time favorites, given to me as a Christmas gift by my grandfather 10 years ago, actually, to this Christmas. I've had it for a decade now. And that is, of course, my K325 Hudson. We'll get that running after one more pass from the GP7. Actually, 2 more passes, because I want to show you guys full throttle with this thing. It used to barely pull 3 cars. Now it'll pull a 5 and, 5, 6, or 7 with these. There's full throttle. Last pass coming up here. We'll run pretty slow now. Alright. Last locomotive now. K325.
Did you switch out the couplings on that? I can't remember.
On what?
On the K325.
No, somebody else had switched them out before me. Not sure who or when.
Did they do it when you brought it in for the service?
No. No, it was like I'd always had knuckle couplings on. I had it.
Oh, wow.
So somebody did that in the past at some point. It's a Wonderful Life is on TV right now for anybody who maybe caught a glimpse of it earlier. One of the greatest Christmas movies of all time, in my opinion. And because I feel like I gotta get it off my chest, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I can hear the Xers collectively screaming. Yeah, you can call it a Christmas movie if you want. I don't think it really is. It's a decent movie. I mean, well, yeah, it's a good movie, quite frankly, but
It takes place.
it's a decent Christmas movie, but it's not really a major Christmas
It's not
movie.
about Christmas.
It's not. It takes place during it. You can play it on Christmas and whatnot, but I don't think you can consider it a total Christmas movie.
You can consider it a holiday, like a winter holidays movie.
Yeah, it's something to play a lot around Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It has Christmas in it. But so do many movies that aren't considered Christmas movies. Alright. This is all the freight cars except the conversion box car here. We're going to top this off with some smoke fluid here. Smoke unit, this one's not great, but it's probably a little better than the Franklin. We'll get this thing running, and we'll probably run all my locomotives down here. We'll do another stream like this tomorrow or some other time this weekend, maybe. There's the Hudson. This thing here used to also struggle with pulling a lot of cars until I had it rebuilt by some professionals, and then even took it a step further and upgraded the motor later by myself a couple years after the professionals rebuilt it. Like I said, 10 years ago to this day is when I got this thing as a Christmas gift from my grandfather. The K325 Hudsons were only built in 1952, which is, of course, when this one was built in 1952. Putting it at 72 years old now. It's got a good, oh, something happened here. The caboose came off. Good healthy smoke unit in it. Let's see if we can do this quickly. Oh, I'm gonna get stuck under the tree. I wanted to send it flying after it. See if I can couple it again. All right, well, we'll take a brief break here to stop it and put the caboose back on. You gotta run it with a caboose, you know. Even though it is a Reading caboose, not a New York Central caboose, which, of course, the Hudsons, the J-Class Hudsons like this one, were from the New York Central Railroad. I'll give people a close-up now because I kind of didn't hold it up by the camera earlier. Paint's gotten a little patchy on it, but yeah, probably my all-time favorite American Flyer locomotive. Those were only, that particular number, K325, were only built during 1952, as I mentioned earlier. It means they were all equipped with the link couplers originally, because they started doing the knuckle couplers in 1953. 1952, last year of the link couplers. They switched to knuckle in 53. My most powerful American Flyer locomotive so far. And it can pull a lot more freight cars than that. And passenger cars for that matter. Oh, there goes my tripod. A lot of snow and debris has been coming off the tree, if you guys can tell. You see a little smoke there. Alright. Well, we'll let this thing have 3 or 4 more passes from the tripod here. Give you guys one last look at the tree. And then we'll end the stream here in about a minute or two. So you guys full speed here. Sorry about the scratched up wood floor again, guys. Not sure when that happened or why. There we are, K325 Hudson, only built in 1952. One of the last Christmas gifts I received from my grandfather before he passed 10 years ago to the date. And with that, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe, all that stuff, and I will see you very soon in the next video and or live stream.